So, question of the day.
Hi.
It's in relation to overstayers. Hello. So, how can they regularize their stay in the UK?
Well, very interesting question. So, if you have overstayed your visa for whatever reasons, then continuing to stay as an overstayer without a visa, it's really not an option. You have to make an effort to make sure that you make all the attempts to regularize your stay within the requirements of the immigration rules. There are a few ways by which you can do that. So one of them is to make an application. So if you have overstayed more than 14 days, you are unable to make an application under point-based system. So if you want to make an application as a skilled worker or a student or in any other category that falls under point-based system or some other categories, for example, you won't be able to do that. But you can make a human rights application, for example, if you think you have the circumstances that would warrant that sort of an application. So if you have, for example, family in the UK, if you have a child or children who have lived in the UK for 7 years, or you have a spouse who is either settled or a British citizen, or even they have a visa in the UK, so it would depend on under which category, then you must make an application. You have to present all your circumstances to the Home Office, and you need to show that there are insurmountable obstacles. What it means is that you have grave difficulties which you can't overcome and go and continue with your life in your home country. What are those insurmountable obstacles? Well, there are defined under the immigration rules, not very clearly, as is the case with almost everything under the immigration rules. But we have a fairly good idea as to what will be accepted as insurmountable obstacles. So what will not be accepted is if you say that I don't have financial opportunities in my home country, for example, or you can say you can't say that no, I don't like the weather, or I don't have anyone back home, for example, because you speak the language, you most likely have lived in your home country more than you have lived in the UK, so you can create new relationships, you make new relationships. So that would be a very futile argument. What can amount to some insurmountable obstacles is if you have, let's say, a partner in the UK who is either a citizen or settled in the UK, or you have a partner who has a child from previous relationship, and partner cannot leave that child behind to go and have family life with you in your home country, or any other circumstance where you can clearly prove through evidence that you literally cannot leave the UK. It could be a medical condition, but medical condition, obviously the criteria is a lot more difficult and stringent. Um, so all this evidence, in addition, you will have to, I would also recommend that, provide evidence as to why you can't continue your family life in your home country if you leave the UK and try and establish your family life. It could be different reasons. It could be that your age, if, for example, you are of an old age and you cannot enter into a job market anymore. It'll be impossible for you to go and work, so you will be subject to extreme financial hardships, which could amount to uh, some sort to not on its own but on corroborative basis, insurmountable obstacles, for example. So it could be many reasons which you can combine together. One reason on its own may not work, but all these reasons combined together could amount to insurmountable obstacles. So I would say, if you are an overstayer, then don't think, just make an application, present all your circumstances. I have not seen anyone managing to regularize their stay in the UK without making an application. So if you want to regularize your stay, the only option is to make an application. I hope it's very clear. Thank you.
Thank you.